Jimmy Cramer would like us to transfer on the stocks and to forget about Bitcoin. Guys, just please listen to this interview, short quote from him that he's going to say, and then after on, I'll just try to explain him, educate him what is actually Bitcoin.
If we could stop talking about Bitcoin and start talking about stocks sometime. Sadly, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Not with so many younger people buying all sorts of cryptocurrencies with borrowed money, sometimes on a 100-to-1 basis. Nutty, huh? That's right, you can control a huge volume of crypto for little capital up front. And while we follow the stock market, the Dow gaining 124 points today, with the S&P declining 0.08% and the NASDAQ losing 0.48%, we're just waiting to see slow motion cryptocurrency collapse and see if it can bring the house down. I say bring it on. I think that the easy money in crypto has been made. Although, if you forget to ring the register, a lot of that easy money has been unmade, with Bitcoin down nearly $30,000 from its peak. From here on in, it's much more difficult because there are too many of these different kinds of cryptocurrencies, and nothing's stopping you or me or anyone else from creating a new one out of whole cloth. So much for the chief reason why I got involved to begin with, the scarcity value. More important, if Ripple or Dogecoin or Ethereum can cause a run on a bunch of shadow banks that clobbers the stock market, which is exactly what I expect to happen, then you need to be ready to buy your favorite stocks on weakness that are brought down by crypto madness. Now, I'm not so sure how crypto captured our collective imagination, except that these coins had huge moves, and at a certain point, people buy this stuff simply because it's going up, including yours truly. But before that,
Alrighty, so interesting quotes what he's telling us about Bitcoin, and I'm often seeing this people, or not just him, CNBC television, which is running by propaganda shows, by my opinion, trying to put this Bitcoin in baskets of cryptocurrency first of all, and the second of all, they want us to present that Bitcoin is copying the charter from stocks. It be actually considering the stocks charter is actually showing the Dixie charter as well. So, in my opinion, it actually can be similar charter as stocks, as gold, as everything, because it's a kind of new money on the world. Bitcoin is not even the currency. Bitcoin is the money. And you will not gonna be able to actually compare the Bitcoin and the stocks, because Bitcoin doesn't have any kind of product behind him. Bitcoin, it's another company. It's not centralized company, first of all. Bitcoin doesn't have CEO. And Bitcoin is not the things to gain the money easily and to gamble it. That's why people are losing their coins, because they are running for the hype. If you are the one who wants to earn the money in the Bitcoin, consider yourself to put the short term in the Bitcoin, not long term. So for example, if you want to gain the money, try always to buy when there's blood on the street and sell it when there's a hype. My advice is to watch Bitcoin 5x, maybe 10x, the maximum without leverage, and then to sell it if you are gaining the money. If you are in the Bitcoin because you are hoping that you will get millions and millions of dollars and suddenly be one of those rich people around the globe who suddenly is going to have everything, that's not going to happen suddenly. Bitcoin is not the tool. Bitcoin is not the currency. Bitcoin is decentralized money, digital money, which we have. You will not gonna be able to compare, and you cannot compare Bitcoin with the stocks, because stocks are running by centralized companies. Then somebody issuing you, promising you, quotes, that you will have that majority of stocks what you're purchasing for. Of course, you will need the brokers because you don't have a license to go to buy that kind of stocks, and they can manipulate the stock whatever they want. Do you think that the stocks are not inflated? How you will be able to guarantee somebody who is investing in stocks that this is not centralized? How I may buy the stocks without actually having a middleman? You're never gonna compare, and you cannot compare Bitcoin with the stocks, and that's the difference. That's why many people actually are not realizing what is a Bitcoin. Guys, Bitcoin is something that you are digitally owning. There is no one in the middle. There is not controlled unless you are putting on centralized exchange your coins. There is no one who will be able to remove or to take or to stop you to spend your coins from your hard wallet. There is no one in the world. No one can do that. And that's the difference. With the stocks, they can make a bank run. They can just provide you a paper, and company who already make you that papers can go insolvent, can be regulated quotes by government. The companies always can be manipulated to bring the stocks down and to show possibility of bankruptcy, and somebody else is gonna buy. And whatever is the human on the top, they will of course consider to benefit from it. That's why I don't want to invest in stocks, because we still don't have decentralized brokers who will be able to provide me the stocks that are running on the blockchain. You will have something called as Bank to the Future, who already tried to achieve, but they stopped them. And probably they are starting to have some business model of decentralized exchange. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I currently know. So that's why I'm not gonna consider the stock market as an open market, because you are again need a license, you need to brokerage, you need to pass thousands things. Even if you want to get your own license, you have to go to make some exams to go there to be one of their favorites, and then after that you will not gonna have the freedom to do on your own. So if you're not actually listening to them, you will, it's a big chance to lose your brokerage license, and then that's actually the circle how they're actually manipulating everything through those licenses. You need a license to become a lawyer, you need a license to become a broker dealer, etc. And these licenses are issued by government. And if you're not listening what the current system and the current ruling party of the government is saying, then you're not part of society that they want you. And this is not going to happen with the Bitcoin and the decentralized projects. He's mentioning about Ethereum, about XRP, and honestly, I am not a big fan of them. I don't want to say that they are not having a chance to bring something good to humanity in the future, but since Ethereum went from proof of work to proof of stake, for me there is no any big reasons to trust Ethereum project. How they can be actually different from the currently banking system. They are saying that they have validators, but you know how you will be able to buy those servers, who will want to validate those transactions. That's a question mark there. And obviously you will need the big machines that you will know who is a validator, and obviously who has majority coins, they're gonna be entitled to become a validator, and this is why I don't like it. Somebody who is actually having a lot of coins in Ethereum and he's a validator, if he's seeing that there is some mistake, so he has to do by somebody directed from, of course he will try to protect Ethereum as much as he can and close one eye when something is there to block some kind of wallet. And this is actually where we are becoming to return back on how it was before. Actually, we invite decentralized proof of work projects that you will be able to validate without any kind of money, without any kind of knowing who you are as a validator, which is obviously can be normal thing. In the Bitcoin, you have millions of validators. Even I can run validation system on my. It's enough just to take the Bitcoin Core wallet, install on your laptop, and then you're starting to be a validator if you want to be a validator. Similar thing is with Monero, with Pilot Chain, I believe so, with Masari, and many other proof of work projects. I'm not big fan of centralized projects. Don't get me wrong. I don't know even why Ethereum transferred from proof of work to proof of stake. Only logical things for me is because they want total control. Tomorrow, if you're gonna have a majority in Ethereum, they will try to block your wallets, and then that particular wallet with that particular number, with that particular address, will be stopped to receive the coins, or they're gonna freeze your coins. What they did with the Canadian truckers, similar things. They did what? They did chain analysis, and they tried to condense all these accounts connected with that suspicion wallets. And that's actually possible to do, even with the Bitcoin. Everything is public, everything is transferable. All those crypto exchanges, centralized crypto exchanges, to become government favors, they will betray your personal data for the beneficiation of something tomorrow. Maybe on some additional license, maybe additional spot for something, maybe new commercial, maybe additional money for something, maybe additional loan, maybe the building in the city center. For something, you name it, they will betray your personal data. You are just number for them, and of course they are taking QAC. That's why I'm not big favorite of QAC. Know your customers is actually against that law. Why you should ask me about my personal data? You're not allowed to have documentations of myself. How I can be 100% true that you will not gonna share that information with somebody else, like we already saw what happened with the Canadian truckers. So, by my opinion, they are not actually allowed to take your data. They're not allowed to do that. Again, I will repeat, centralized exchange are also a problem. And we can observe it. That's why we should be more decentralized, guys. If you want to make the capitalistic society, if you want to make if you want to be actually divided from communistic, from social regimes, and you want to make the democratic party, democratic rules, democratic society, and you want capitalists to be there, you cannot play one kind of rule for that one certain number of people, basically for the corporations. Now you're playing the capitalist game, and everything is capitalized. And on another hand, when you're having people who wants to become, rich, or to be fair and square on the market, then you are going to play those centralized games and those communistic, socialistic party dogmas around. That's not how you can actually perform the world. Maybe for the short period of time you can make scarcity, as you say, scarcity. Maybe the people is gonna be afraid, but in the long term, you're not gonna be able to do that. So you already fucked a lot. You already fucked a lot with this currently fractional reserving things, with the banking things, with what we currently have, removing the gold from the money, and making the currency just issuing by federal governments. That's actually a bad thing. That's a bad thing. And even since 2000, we saw it's actually a bad thing. In 2009, you show us what you are capable of. You show us that many of those banks are running installments, and the government helped them without actually asking citizens. Why they didn't help any average citizen there? Why they don't give them loans? Why they don't give to me? Why they don't give to you? Of course they did not, but they give to the banks. Did banks forgive the loans from the customers? No, of course they did not. Did start to collect the same amount from the loans from the customers. They did not forget any kind of loans, and that actually it was that. And even now they're allowed to borrow against your borrowing. And if you are going to put $100 in the bank, they can easily say, I think by new law, they can actually, since Corona started, they can actually get 100% of your loan to them, to somebody else with interest. And that's it. Also, they are, which is really funny, they are going to give you interest on your borrowing. For example, if you want to put your savings in the bank, and they're giving you how many percent? They're giving you 2-3%, and real inflation is how much? Real inflation is more than 10%. And what? You're keeping in the bank 2% with interest, and the real inflation is 7-10%? Come on. You're already losing. They're already taking you 5 to 7% every year, even if you are have the interest from the bank. So come on, guys. Again, please try to understand that Bitcoin is not and never gonna be compared with the stocks. Stop to be with this narrative. Stop to look into people and repeat the same what people are talking about just to be the favorite to them. If I'm seeing also from the Bitcoin people that they are actually the traders. The traders actually are making this narrative that they are comparing with the stocks with the Bitcoin, etc. Bitcoin is not following the stocks, period. It may look currently, but on the long term, if you're in the Bitcoin and really understand what is the Bitcoin, you will understand that there is not any similarity with the stocks. And you will see that in the future. And buy the Bitcoin for yourself. You don't need to buy the Bitcoin just to be rich over the night. Buy your Bitcoin for tomorrow. Buy the Bitcoin for the kids. What are you thinking? What are they doing now? All these people are sending this like Jimmy, like Peter Swift. All these banking people are actually sponsoring them. They are lobbying for it. They are lobbying for bank, and behind the curtain they're actually buying Bitcoin, of course. They know that actually they can save their currently capital in the Bitcoin, and actually they're the one who will be in the Bitcoin. And people are stupid, of course. People are stupid because why are stupid? Because now they are making this scarcity, they're making this fake news, and people really don't understand what is the Bitcoin. We are not buying Bitcoin to get rich over the night. We are not buying the Bitcoin just to replace it for the stocks. I'm buying Bitcoin because I can send to anyone without any regulations, without anybody to watching me. Because you are not able to deduct me on the yearly basis 2 or 3 or 5% through inflation, because there is not inflation in the Bitcoin. You cannot print them again. It's only 21 million of them. And that's the entire point, Jimmy. It's entire point that you're having 21 million. Everything is transferable. Nothing is hidden. Only what you have to do, the court has to recognize it as a money. And we need regulation to protect against those people like SBF, like Celsius, like Voyager. So we need the government to regulate that. Not to regulate the Bitcoin, not to put the custody in the Bitcoin, not to put QIC on the Bitcoin, not to put the chain analysis to count the people like they're terrorists around the world. To make a regulations for new money, for new digital era money. And that's will become obviously. You can do all kind of tricks. You can do all dumping and pumping tricks, scarcity, that people were not gonna come in the crypto anymore. They're scared right now. I'm never gonna sell one Satoshi for myself, even if that's going to zero, even if the Bitcoin is going to zero, I'll buy more because I believe in it and I saw it, and actually it's a proof. It's a proof. And anyone with a small percentage of the brain and a small percentage of IQ, they will understand actually as I'm seeing, as Michael Saylor is seeing, as everyone is seeing. that Bitcoin is collateral. Bitcoin is something that you can own digitally. Nothing before happened that you can be owning digitally. And the Bitcoin, it's the first time that you can own digitally. Monero, you can own digitally as well. And that's a difference. So without further ado, guys, that's going to be everything from this video. I hope Jimmy tried to understand something from my quotes here. I hope if he's not seeing, please send him a video to show, actually to listen and educate himself about Bitcoin. Again, I will say, you will never going to compare Bitcoin with the stocks because on similarities currently, but it's short periods of time similarity. In the long term, Bitcoin is going to be totally different than majority stocks what you're having. And tomorrow we're going to have stocks comparing in Bitcoin, not in any kind of currency. Any world knowing currency today, what you're having digital or on paper, will not going to be anymore. Tomorrow we're going to look all these stocks in the Bitcoin. And that's going to be a different period. I'm over here. Please like, share, and subscribe. Write down on the comments below what you think about this video. Write down if you have anything to say about it. And we are seeing each other in some other videos. Bye bye.